I'm honored to speak about the Papal Foundation. I first learned about it in a dinner meeting with His Eminence, Cardinal Justin Regali. And I was profoundly impressed with the global reach that the Papal Foundation has. He uses the resources of the Papal Foundation to help the poorest of the poor, the most needy, in the far reaches of the world, not just the U.S. And that's what impressed me the most about the Papal Foundation. It doesn't matter what country, what religion, what political affiliation the needy have. The Pope makes a decision grounded in prayer and his faith to support those most in need. That's the reason why I think this foundation is one of the greatest causes in the world. We all know and read about some of the grave catastrophes that are facing the world today. The growth and the infection of HIV, the starving and the starvation of children and men and women all over Africa and other underdeveloped nations. They come to the Holy Father for help. It's our obligation as privileged, Americans, to support the effort. We're called to do that, and I'm humbled to be affiliated with the foundation.
What brought me to the decision to become a steward of St. Peter? Well, there's a lot of charities in the world, and there's a lot of people and most people spend their life, those who have been given gifts from God, to doing great works of charity. So why the Papal Foundation? In my own mind, that what attracted me most was the fact that the Papal Foundation was a fund to help the Pope do the works of charity that he wanted to do, much the same as I would do them in my own community. And it gave him the funds and the resources, without any red tape, to help the thousands and thousands of people who come to him with great causes and who need help. That attracted me more than anything.
The reason that my wife Susie and I got involved in the Papal Foundation is really threefold. Number one, our love of God. Number two, our love of the Church. And number three, our love of the Holy Father, or as the Italians like to affectionately call him, Papa. And if you look at it from a 50,000-foot view, and you look at the Catholic Church and all the challenges that are in front of the Church today, we just felt that it was a time in our lives and in the history of the Catholic Church that now more than ever, the Church needs our support. Now more than ever, God is asking us to not be lazy in our Catholicism, to not be lazy in our learning, but to be active in our love of God, in our love of the Church, and certainly when you talk God and Church, you have to be talking about the Holy Father as well. And we felt that the Papal Foundation was an outstanding opportunity for us to get involved in a much more active way.
The foundation, is something that I think men and women of all ages should at least consider and be a part of.
Over the past 18 years, it has, without question, been probably one of the most moving and spiritual parts of our lives. We feel as though there has not been any experience that we could ever conceive that was as meaningful to our lives as to be able to deal directly with our Holy Father and helping him in his evangelization efforts of helping the most needy throughout the world.
I can't imagine anything that I'll ever experience in this life that will touch me more than my involvement as a steward of St. Peter.
Jim and I decided to become members of the Papal Foundation because of the outreach to the world. The Papal Foundation is able to reach those areas in the world that we can't necessarily reach. Jim and I are already involved in the community, much like everyone else is, but it was necessary for us to reach out into the world.
The advice I would give to anyone who wants to become a steward of St. Peter would be first to take a look at the publicized list of grants and gifts that are given. These are gifts to scholarship programs, to developing nations, to a number of great programs, and to have the opportunity to be able to reach out to the world, with our gifts, was really what turned us to commit to the Papal Foundation.